Sheomir, your stage name is Shell.
Yeah.
Where did it come from?
It came from army.
Mm.
Everybody had, like nicknames,
Mhm.
and I had it's just a short variant of my name. And Sheo, it's uncomfortable to say Sheo. And Shell, it's like American variant. I don't know. And after that, I started to put this name everywhere on my paintings, my show. It's like my stage name, really.
Yes. So after that, you moved to Spain, where you have defended your master's thesis, which was the technology of sand painting as a resource of tutor. Tell us about that experience. I mean, your experience living in Spain, and how did the audience there accept, or the acceptance of the audience in Spain?
I remember this time, but it was a very happy time because of people. Spanish people, they're very open-minded, very friendly. It remind me Caucasus, remind me Adige, because Adige, I think it's the most friendliest region in Caucasus, in my opinion. My experience was just like an actor, because I work in theaters, I did my performances in cultural centers, and I do spectacles, performances with theatrical plots. It was good experience, but audience, they were interested in my art. They saw the applause, but it's very hard to develop there. Because for every new theaters, you have to explain what is it, what does it mean, sand art. They're afraid of new spectacles, especially my sand art. They're afraid because it's something new, something unusual, and Spanish people can't afford it. They a little bit conservative.
Which makes it very hard for them to understand the concept of your art.
If you have connection with directors, producers, it can be easier. But it's hard to find somebody who can believe it, that this kind of art we can develop. They're afraid to put money in this art business.
Yes.
I don't know why. Mentality. For example, in USA, open-minded in this part. I mean, businessmen in art, in every sphere, they wait something new. In Spain, you have to do something more traditional for
attention,
success.
Going back to your art, the first work, one of your finest work, actually is Adiga Hak, which is translated like the Circassian homeland. What it represents to you?
It was my idea very long time ago. I wanted to create something connected with history of Circassians. I didn't know how it's possible to do in paintings or film, but you have to have big money. And when I found myself a sand art, I understand that I can do everything what I want. It was a time to do what I wanted. It's a very important topic for me. It was necessary for my soul. I have films for order to earn money, and other part of my art for my soul, what I want to do.
Yes.
It's not for money. It's for me and for people who support us, understand our tragedy, our pain.
Great job. Thank you very much, Sheomir, for this. We would like to show a fragment or pieces of your Ali Khak movie, and we'll be back. that leads me to another question, a more philosophic way. What is it to be a Circassian?
To be a Circassian, for me, it's a responsibility. Firstly, because I live in other country, I live outside the motherland.
Mm-hmm.
And me and people like me, expats, we're a face of our nation, because people who never visit Caucasus, they don't know what kind of people live there. We're like live advertisement of Circassian, and we're responsible for everything what we do, everything what we say. People will judge our nation.
Indeed, indeed. Another question, just which leads to this actually. How do you see the representation of the Circassian culture? Are you satisfied with the level of the representation?
Not enough.
Mm-hmm.
I see only one part of our culture they show. It's only dance culture.
Mm-hmm.
It's only dance. See everywhere. People, they can think dance is only what we have in our culture.
Mm.
We have a big, very big potential. We have our Adigachabze codex, like codex of samurais.
Yes.
About Japanese, everybody knows, but about Circassians, even in Russia, I always explain, always talk about it. People don't know. When people speak about Caucasus in Russia, Moscow especially, they think kind of stereotypes, bad stereotypes,
Mm-hmm.
which shows TV terrorists or something. We have to show our good face.
Yes. And that you are perfectly doing as well. I mean, through your art, you are in a way representing this culture through your paintings and the sand. It's a part of showing the culture, the Circassian culture. So thank you very much for this. How do you write the script or the scenario that you do with the sand? I mean, the paintings and the storytelling.
Firstly, I imagine what I want to do about what. Ask a question myself. What for?
Yes.
What the conclusion? And if I can answer, I do it. If people started to think about my art, my films, I did it well.
Yes.
It's for me.
Indeed. And there's a message always you try to convey through. There's a message you're trying to convey through your art.
And it's a bad way for me to explain my movie, my performance,
Yes.
you know. Because if I started to explain, it means that I don't respect my audience.
Mm.
I believe that people can understand maybe better, maybe they can find something new. When you explain your art, it means it's only in this way.
They can understand a bit more than what you're trying to show. And yes. So, Sheomir, 2018, as it seems, was a successful year for you, and congratulations on that. You had performances in New Jersey, USA, and in Istanbul, Turkey. Can you tell us about these experiences that you had?
Yeah, it was my exhibition 1864, which is the name, which I started in Nalchik, and the next year I did it in Maikop and Cherkesk. And I wanted to move this big exposition about our tragedy, about the history of Circassian in every country where live Circassian. I had a pause because of work. After 4 years, I continued. It was Istanbul, USA, and maybe I'll show it in Abkhazia.
Okay, great.
And Jordan, I hope Jordan.
Yes, and we hope that too as well,
Israel.
definitely. We would love to have you here in Jordan, and we definitely would love to see your live performance here in Jordan and everywhere. That leads me to the last question of this interview. What are your future plans? What's next?
In my plans, I don't know if I tell you about my plans. They will happen. No.
Yeah, we hope so.
In Russia, it's a tradition not to say about your plans.
Mm-hmm.
If you want, they will happen. Okay, but I'm not a Russian. I can say.
So you can tell us.
Yeah.
Just a small, a short brief.
Now I work with Nart topic about Narts.
The Nart saga, yes. The
Nart saga, yes.
of the
Circassian warriors, in simple way, if we explain it for foreigners. Because when you say abroad, Nart, who is it? What does it mean? And they say it's a fairy tale, like Greek myths. Yeah, about Greek myths, Odyssey, Hercules. Yeah, everybody knows. And I say it myths in Caucasus. And I want to do a big project with orchestra, with actors, of course with Saint Art, to do it in several languages, in Adhebza, in Russian, in English, and maybe in Turkish or Arabian. I don't know, it depends on audience.
Indeed, that would be great actually, because you know it's also a representation of the culture and showing it to the non-Circassians that already do not know much about the culture.
Only, of course, if I will find a sponsor.
Sponsorship, yes, and it has to be well, I'll say, supported as well. That's great. That's great, Sheomir. We wish you all the luck with your project, and it's a huge one. It would require a lot of work. We are certain that you will be able to do that. We will be waiting for that, definitely. I'm very much pleased to have you here tonight on the live with Nart, and we hope to see you and to see more of your work in the near future.
Thank you very much, Nart.
And be with us next week as well. We have another guest. Till next time, we'll see you then.